Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. Do you like to help others? What is something you do that helps others? Bernice is learning about empathy at school, and she and Papa Bear talk about it at home and discuss what empathy is and what Bernice can do to help. Bernice learns how to help others. "Hi, Papa, I'm home," Bernice said as she came in the front door of their house. "I'm sorry I am a little late, but I wanted to stop and look at all the flowers that are starting to grow outside our house," Bernice said as she took off her sneakers and hung up her jacket. "That's okay, little bear. You gave me some extra time to take our treats out of the oven," Papa Bear said from the kitchen. "Papa, there are pretty purple flowers coming up out of the ground, and the trees are just starting to get green again, and the sun is so warm today," Bernice said excitedly as she entered the kitchen. "It is a beautiful day. Spring has certainly sprung," her papa said. "The air smells great, too." "Yes, after all the rain we have had and the warmer temperatures, the outside seems to smell really nice. Days like this put me in a good mood." "Oh, Papa, you are always in a good mood, at least after your morning coffee," Bernice said with a laugh. "I do enjoy my morning coffee," Papa Bear said, smiling. "But you know what, Papa?" "What, little bear?" "You know what smells even better than the spring air? Your cookies, Papa. They smell super delicious and look super yummy. What kind are they? They look nice." "I baked lemon cookies today. I put some lemon zest into butter cookies to see how it would taste. Why don't you wash your hands and I will bring us a plate with some milk." "Thank you, Papa," Bernice said as she washed her hands with soap. Sitting at the table, Bernice said with a mouthful of cookies, "Oh, they taste super yummy as always, Papa." "I'm glad you like them. Remember to not talk with your mouth full, little bear. I see crumbs flying everywhere," Papa Bear said, laughing. Taking a great big drink of milk, Bernice said, "Yeah, I forgot. Do I have a milk stash, Papa? I like taking great big drinks of milk so that I can have a milk stash." "I can see one." "Did you have a good day, little bear?" Papa Bear asked. "It was a super good day, Papa. Math class was super fun. In gym, we got to go outside and run on the track. And when we raced, I was faster than Bobby. He said it was because he didn't have enough energy. But I think I can run faster than him now. Running is fun." "I'm glad you enjoy running, little bear, but don't forget to encourage Bobby, too. It's more fun to race when everyone is at their best. And remember the time when you were not running so fast? Even though Bobby loves winning, he also encouraged you to try harder. That's what friends do, little bear." "Okay, Papa. Sometimes I get excited when I finally win against Bobby." What else happened today? Well, Gertrude and I shared lunch. She had peanut butter sandwiches with bananas in them. Super interesting tasting. And science class was good. We reviewed the plant life cycle again, and we will grow food in our own garden. So, we also talked about the importance of proper soil, sunlight, water, and nutrients for plant growth. The teacher will give the results of what we grow to someone else. Who are you giving the food to, little bear? Well, Papa, in homeroom class, we talked about a hard word to understand, empathy, and how others are less fortunate and need our help. So the food we grow will go to a lady who collects food for them. That sounds like a good idea, little bear. Do you understand empathy and how to help those needing help? I think so, Papa, but it's a little bit difficult. The teacher said that empathy is when you imagine someone else's feelings and try to understand them and show them that you care. That's pretty good, little bear. In this case, it also means that you can imagine how it feels to not have a place to live or something to eat. You want to help them by understanding their struggles and doing something kind or helpful to make their lives better. I helped my friend Donnie before when he didn't have lunch, Papa. I remember. That was very nice of you. We are very lucky to have so much good food and a warm, cozy place to live. It's important to give when you have so much. Your mama and I help as much as we can, and what you are doing with your class is a good first step. Yeah, I like to help people, Papa. Why don't you do some reading while I see what I can prepare for dinner? Okay, Papa. It's that time, said Bernice. And what time is that, little bear? Replied her papa. The time you read me a story. Are you sure you want me to read you a story, little bear? You seemed pretty sleepy after dinner, Papa Bear asked. Of course, Papa. I could stay awake all night if you kept telling me stories. I'm sure you could, little bear, but I would fall asleep long before all night came. And besides, we all need a good rest so that we can have our best day. Before you start a story, Papa, I think I have an idea. I think you have many ideas, Papa Bear said with a smile. Yeah, I am like a sponge, always soaking up new ideas. Ha ha ha. Yes, you are. What idea do you have? Well, Papa, while I was having my bath, Ducky and I were thinking of ways to help people who might be hungry. Most would need a teacher's help, but I thought of one I could do right away. I can take some of your cookies to school tomorrow, and the teachers can give them to those who need them, Papa. We have a breakfast basket in the hallway that kids can take from. That's thoughtful of you, little bear. Cookies are treats, but my cookies can put a smile on a student's face. I'll pack up some cookies for you to take tomorrow. Your cookies always make me smile, Papa. Thank you, little bear. What kind of story would you like me to tell you this time? I like the stories with Boo Boo, or the magical book ones are good. Just about any of your stories, Papa, Bernice said with a big yawn. Maybe I'll make up a silly story with Boo Boo and Kai Kai in the mystical forest. Sounds good, Bernice said, yawning. Are you comfy and warm? Yes, Papa. How about Twigga, Wolfie, and Madeline? Are they ready for the story? I think they are. Okay, give me a big hug and a kiss, and I'll tell you another of my silly stories. Thank you, Papa. Once upon a time, in a world full of magic and fun, there lived a brave little bear named Boo Boo. She lived in a large castle at the edge of a mystical forest. In this forest were unicorns, fairies, gnomes, and all manner of insects, birds, and animals. It was a wonderful place. Her best friend was a young dragon called Kai Kai, and they liked to play as much as they could. The kingdom they lived in was full of people who lived in the meadows, those who lived in the hills, and those who lived in the forest, and they all lived in harmony. On this day, as the sun rose over the kingdom, Boo Boo and Kai Kai were excited. It had been raining non-stop for days, and it would be sunny and warm today. They had a lot planned for the day, including visiting the cocoa fairy, where they would have a treat of chocolate from one of their chocolate trees. A little ice cream, too. But first, they planned on having breakfast at Bixie's house. Bixie always had stories to tell them while they ate, and in return, Boo Boo and Kai Kai would help with some chores, especially lifting heavy things, since Kai Kai was getting stronger every day. Should we walk to Bixie's house today, Kai Kai, or would you rather fly? It is a nice day, so it might be nice to walk and smell all the wonderful smells in the forest. Before Kai Kai could agree, his stomach made a large rumbling noise. A noise so loud that a passing fairy stopped briefly to ensure everyone was okay. "I guess that is our answer," Boo Boo laughed. "Sorry, Boo Boo. It is a wonderful day, but my stomach has a mind of its own, and if we walk, I'm afraid my stomach noises might scare the small animals of the forest," Kai Kai said with a sigh. "Hopefully, while we fly to Bixie's, the animals of the forest won't mistake the sound of your stomach growling for thunder," Boo Boo said, laughing. Boo Boo and Kai Kai landed just outside Bixie's cottage, where he set out what looked like a small feast. "Hi, Bixie," Boo Boo called. "This looks like an amazing breakfast." "It sure does," Kai Kai said, his large mouth dripping drool on the ground. "Start eating, Kai Kai," Bixie said. "You look like you haven't eaten in weeks." "I ate earlier this morning, but my metabolism is super high. My mother says I am going through a growth spurt," Kai Kai said, as he started eating from his special bowl that Bixie always prepared. "I forgot that you were going to get even bigger," Boo Boo said as she took a bite of food. "After we finish our breakfast, I need your help with something," Bixie said. "I have a large, heavy bag of clothes to go to the community north in the mountains. There was a landslide there, and everyone is helping them until they return to their usual state." "It's our pleasure, Bixie. My father sent some supplies and said he expects them to fully recover in the coming cycles." "Yes, we must all come together to help those in need. That is the way of our kingdom. Now, how about a short tale from the time before the bears lived in the castle and when dragons were a little more fearsome? It's a story about a couple of friends who attended one of the academies my ancestor taught at." Still eating, Kai Kai nodded his head. After a tall sip of tea, Bixie started. "Once upon a time, in the enchanting land east of the Green Forest, lived two friends named Cyrus and Silas. They had always dreamt of winning their academy's flying race. In this event, all the creatures of the kingdom competed for the vaunted title of the fastest flyer. The morning of the race, Cyrus and Silas were very excited. They had trained tirelessly and perfected their flying skills. Their rivals were their friends Olia, the giant owl, and Finn, the nimble fox. At the race, the viewing stands were full of those from all over the kingdom who had come to watch. The race began, and Cyrus and Silas shot into the air. They glided through clouds, their fur and scales sparkling in the sun. Swooping and gliding, they soared above magnificent mountains. Challenges tested their agility, but they persevered with determination and teamwork. Neck and neck with their friendly rivals Olia and Finn, Cyrus and Silas surged forward. The crowd cheered as they crossed the finish line. They had won. The crowd erupted in celebration as Cyrus and Silas were crowned champions. As the crowd cheered, Cyrus and Silas invited their rivals, Olia and Finn, to the podium to share their victory. They might not have flown as fast as they did if it wasn't for their remarkable effort. Both teams inspired each other to be their best. "That's a fun story, Bixie," Boo Boo said. "I hope to hear more about life at the academy and cycles of old. If I am not mistaken, it was the manner of their victory that inspired all of us to share the podium to this day. Right, Kai Kai?" Boo Boo asked. Kai Kai replied with a snore. He had eaten so much that he got sleepy and fell fast asleep. And with that, Papa Bear kissed Bernice on the forehead, adjusted her blanket, turned off her lamp, and quietly whispered, "I love you, little bear. Good night." And that is the end of our story. Good night. Sleep tight.